to some of my liberal counterparts. So I had public school teachers that changed my life, that did unbelievable amount of work. They got in at 6 a.m. every day. They worked their tail off. Then I had teachers that would take half the year off. They just didn't care. They were bratty. They thought it was horrible. And yet the one that didn't put in as much effort was earning more than the person that was just there. That is not the way that we should reward, I believe, teachers in this.
Hello guys!
Welcome back to my YouTube channel at Pizza Makeover. Today I'm joined with
Paige.
I'm going to be checking out Charlie King takes on pro-leftist teacher. So without further ado,
Let's get started.
Hi, so I just wanted to know what your take was on, you said with education to fire the bad teachers. What's your definition of bad teachers?
Great question. So how many people here think you've had at least one teacher that deserves to be fired? Everyone raises their hand always. So the question is, how do you find them, right? So I got this question asked a lot. Here's the interesting thing. So when President Obama was running for president in 2008, one of his big things, he said it over 40 times, was that we need to have a system that rewards good teachers and fires bad ones. But the question is always, how do you find the bad ones? So is it test scores? Probably not. Is it, peer evaluation? The best metric is you have teachers grade teachers and you have parental input. Here's the thing. You know the really, really bad teachers. Those have got to go. I had teachers earning $150,000 a year, barely showing up for class, teaching gym, doing nothing, being completely lazy. They're a drain on the school budget. They're a drain on the local community, and they should be fired instantaneously. The problem is, under current teacher tenure laws in certain states, in most states, they are protected by contracts designed by teacher unions that make it nearly impossible to fire bad teachers. If they're not productive, they don't put time in. So I would support reform and a system that allows really good teachers. Here's the thing. Some teachers, this might be a surprise to some of my liberal counterparts, so I had public school teachers that changed my life, that did unbelievable amount of work. They got in at 6 a.m. every day. They worked their tail off. Then I had teachers that would take half the year off. They just didn't care. They were bratty. They thought it was horrible. And yet the one that didn't put in as much effort was earning more than the person that was just there. That is not the way that we should reward, I believe, teachers in this country. Teachers are modern day heroes. I'm very, very pro-teacher, very anti-teacher union. So I think that's the big distinction. So.
What about professors?
Professors?
Yeah, like college, at the college level.
I believe this similar thing. I think that we currently have a system that rewards professors that want to write their book and sell it back to their class. I think that's it's a fair point. It's also rewards professors that do most studying and not actually engaging with their current class. Here's the problem: is that most college freshmen are taught by TAs, teachers' assistants. So they're getting something. They're paying for something they're not even getting. I think measuring value in a professor should be different than that of a teacher, but here's the big difference, is that public school teachers in K through 12 education have to be held to a different standard than professors. It just has to be. There's more K through 12 teachers than there are professors, a lot more, almost 10-to-1 ratio.
Okay, but with the whole point on the TAs, they're usually doctoral students.
Yes.
That are turning into professors. So why is that how are the TAs supposed to?
Because when you start to have class sizes that are 500 people and plus, when you have TAs that are not yet masters on the subject that you're paying a pretty penny on, that deserves question. Because you are going to college to learn from subject matter experts in an environment where you can dive deep into that particular topic, so on and so forth. So if I'm paying, or I'm being forced to pay, $800 for this sociology class or human studies class, and I'm getting taught by a TA with 800 people in a lecture hall this big, that there's something I think wrong with that. I think because you're paying a pretty penny for something that is then very, I would say, inadequate.
That's true. Because I remember when I was in college, I think 2 or 3 of my lecturers, they didn't come to class throughout the whole semester, and they were paid.
Yes, that is.
They didn't come from first day to the last, like they were never in school. And one had a part-time job that he's always going to because he was a sign language lecturer. The other one, I think she was public health or something. So you see, she already had a full-time job. So coming to teach at my school was just like a part-time thing, and she never came to class. throughout the whole semester. And him himself, he never came to class. They just told us we will come out in the exam, which didn't even come out. Like, that was more annoying than them not coming to class. So, like, imagine you paying lecturers that don't teach, lecturers that, like, they're never in school. And okay, when it comes to the ones that send their TA, I rather you even send your TA than no lectures at all, because
Yeah.
at least your TA will just teach me one or two things. But me coming to school every day and the lecturer is not in, the lecturer is like 2 hours late, and when she comes in, she closes the door with so much arrogance, and she's like, if you come in later than me, you're out. But you came in 2 hours late. Like, you're not even leading by example. So I think people they need to put in a lot of effort and watch teachers and lecturers that teach people, because at the end of the day, they're the ones creating the future leaders. And if they are not doing their job well, then how are we going to grow? What do you think?
Speaking of what you just said now about lecturers not coming to class, that is something that will I see that those people in post and people in head of department do not actually focus on.
True.
Because I know sometimes in some office, whenever you come to school or you come to a working place, you have to sign the time you arrive at that particular spot.
That's true though.
You write your name and you write the time you arrive. So that kind of thing will actually enable them to know the people which are coming. And so I know that some people, they like asking people to help them in writing.
Silence.
So sometimes some people normally mark the handwriting they always see in a day. So when they see something and they didn't see the same handwriting the other time, they'll act as if nothing happened and just keep on asking if this thing should repeat itself again. They'll actually try to sound like you should actually write a note and send to them.
Yeah, they
Who
should.
they'll use in tracing the hand and be like, that means truly she does not come to work. People don't want her. But so those are the things that they actually check. Sometimes they look at some things that are not serious. Sometimes it's from the fault of the lecturer.
Yeah.
I know that we as a student are supposed to be reading ahead of time. Truly, you are reading ahead of time because it's we are learning something that we don't know at all. Something that we're just new to. At least them that have been there before, I think they have some experiences with their life to share. This is this and this is how you're going to read it and understand it very well. So you talking about that your lecturer she's teaching in public health. Sometimes I feel like, why don't you focus on one? Even despite the money, at least to reduce that kind of insult,
Because you're just taking
time,
money and you're not coming
coming
to
to
work.
school. Imagine just somebody doing that kind of thing to your child. I know you feel bad, but sometimes that kind of timekeeping and the rest of them is probably good in some office places. Because I know some office places, whenever you come to work, it is a system there. Once ever you come, you will write it and the time you arrived there. As not the time you drove in or the time you were there, that is the time you will write there. So that when they will determine how late you are in class, how punctual you are, and the rest of them. So that is it.
So guys, please let us know it's a part of reaction. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share our videos. We see you in the next one.
Bye.